Good morning and welcome to the King of Racing YouTube channel. Today we're going to be covering my picks for the races at Churchill Downs, which will include the Kentucky Oaks Stakes race later on today. So for the first race, which is an allowance race, $118,000 purse, run on dirt, 1 mile, 7 starters. My pick for this race is Favorite Sin. Favorite Sin ran in third place in his most recent race at Gulfstream Park, allowance optional claiming race. She came in first place in her maiden special weight performance on February 4th at Gulfstream Park. A pretty decent E-speed figure at 93 in her most recent race, and then 92 the race before that. So steadily increasing throughout her career, having run about 6 maiden special weight races before that. But the most recent performance at Gulfstream Park, I'm very happy to see a third place performance coming right off of the maiden special weight victory. For race number 2, which is a maiden special weight race, $115,000 purse, run on dirt in 1 mile. 9 starters for that race. My pick is Seaside Retreat. Seaside Retreat has never won in any of her races, but she has come in second, and third in 4 maiden special weight performances at Aqueduct, Belmont, Aqueduct, and Gulfstream, respectively. Her highest E-speed figure has been 87, and that was on December 6th, so quite a long time ago. This horse has come off a long time without racing. The most recent race for her was January 7th at Gulfstream Park, and that was a third place performance. I don't like to see that long time off from racing, but I do like to see this performance. This horse has never come outside of the top 3. I like to see 3 second place performances, 1 third place performance, and it's kind of a moderate E-speed figure. $50,000 in career earnings for this horse. What I like about this horse is its prior record and how consistent it is for sure. Race number 3 is going to be a allowance optional claiming race, $118,000 purse, 6.5 furlongs, run on dirt, 10 starters for this race. My pick is Amalfi Princess. She has run in 6 races in her career, most recently running in the Beaumont Stakes at Keeneland, and that was a grade 3 race. She came in third place and with a 95 speed figure. And then before that, second place in allowance optional claiming race at Gulfstream Park. And before that, a first place performance in the maiden special weight on November 29th at Churchill Downs. So she does have that experience at Churchill Downs, coming in first place, which I definitely like to see. That was with a E-speed figure of 94, which was her second highest in her career, only to her most recent performance of 95, coming in third place at that stakes race in Keeneland. That was not very long ago. It was on April 2nd. I like that this horse has a high E-speed figure in tracks that will make a lot of sense running today, that are very similar. And then I also like the most recent performances and the fact that she has won first place at Gulfstream Park before. My pick for the race number 4 is it's an allowance optional claiming race, run on 1 1/16 miles. Run on dirt, 10 starters. My pick for this race is American West. American West has run in only 2 races, but she did pretty well in her first one, maiden special weight at Belmont Park on September 26th. She came in first place with a pretty low E-speed figure of 72, and then came in second place at the Tempted Stakes, which were a listed stakes race at Aqueduct on November 6th, coming in second place in that performance and a pretty low E-speed figure. I don't really like the E-speed figures for this horse at all, but what I do like to see is only 2 starts and 1 victory and 1 second place performance. I think that could lend this horse a lot of weight coming into this race today. Race number 5, my pick is going to be it's an allowance optional claiming race, $124,000 is up for grabs, and it's a 1 1/8 mile race on turf, 11 starters. My pick for this race is Spooky Channel. This horse has run 19 starts in its career, and he came in first place in his second most recent performance at Sam Houston on January 31st, the John B. Connolly Turf Cup Stakes, which is a grade 3 race. I like to see that under this horse's belt for sure. Most recent performance is a terrible one at the Muniz Memorial Classic Stakes, a grade 2 race. Came in 9th place, but I do like the E-speed figure of 96 on that one. What I like even better is the E-speed figure of 113 for the race before that, when it came in first place at Sam Houston Race Park. This most recent performance is March 20th, so fairly recently that this horse has been running. Really a terrible performance, but I like the performances before that this horse had. We're coming in 4th place at the Fort Lauderdale Stakes, grade 2 race at Gulfstream Park. 6th place, so kind of middle of the pack at the Manhattan Stakes at Belmont Park. And then first place in allowance optional claiming at Churchill Downs. But this is what I really like to see, is that at Churchill Downs, this horse has run phenomenal. It came in first place at allowance optional claiming on May 23rd, 2020. With an E-speed figure of 117. So this horse has a record of running at Churchill Downs that is very impressive, running at high speeds and coming in first place at the same time. My pick for race number 6, it is the Amalfi Stakes, 1 and 1/16 miles, $400,000 purse, run on dirt, 6 starters for this race. My pick is Maxfield. Maxfield has come in first place in 5 out of his 6 starts. So starting off with a victory at the maiden special weight at Churchill Downs, that's what I like to see for sure. So he has 2 victories under his belt at Churchill Downs. It was that first maiden special weight performance, and then the Matt Wynn Stakes on May 23rd, grade 3 race at Churchill Downs with a E-speed figure of 99. That's what I like to see, 2 victories with the high speed figure of 99 for that horse. And then going to Fairgrounds on December 19th, the Tenacious Stakes came in first place, 103 E-speed figure, and then improved its E-speed figure at 111 at the Mineshaft Stakes grade 3 race at Fairgrounds on February 13th. And then finishing off with the third place performance in the Santa Anita Handicap grade 1 race at Santa Anita with an E-speed figure of 104. So not a first place performance in that race, but I like to see the third place performance in a very high caliber race. It was grade 1, so it's gone in grade 1 races. It's gone 1 victory at Keeneland with the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity Stakes, and that was on October 5th, 2019. And then has 1 third place victory at the Santa Anita Handicap. I like to see that a lot. My pick for the next race, Edgewood Stakes, $300,000 purse, 1 and 1/16 miles is the distance, run on turf, 7 starters. My pick for this race is Aunt Pearl. This is a horse that comes out of Ireland, and she has won all of her races. So her first race she ran maiden special weight performance at September 1st at Churchill Downs, and I like to see this horse is familiar with the track. It has run once, and it came in first place, moderately low E-speed figure of 86, but I like to see the first place performance that was followed up by another first place performance also in Kentucky at Keeneland, October 7th at the JP Morgan Chase Jessamine Stakes. There's a grade 2 race, came in first place. And then what I like to see is the massive improvement in the E-speed figure coming off her most recent race, November 6th. There's a long layoff for that horse, which could be a problem today, but I like to see the record that this horse has, and that was a first place performance in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf competition, and that was a grade 1 race, came in first place with an E-speed figure of 101. I like to see that the slow improvement over the E-speed figure for that horse, and I really like to see that this horse it's run 3 races in Kentucky and has won all 3 of them. So my pick is Aunt Pearl for that race. Next race is the La Troyenne, I don't speak French, Stakes. $500,000 purse size is available. 1 and 1/16 miles are run for this race, and run on dirt, 7 starters. My pick for this race is Shedaresthedevil. This horse has run in 12 races and won about half of them, and those half races that she has won have come in the latter half of her career, which I really like to see. She has run at Churchill Downs 3 times. We have maiden special weight performance coming in first place at Churchill Downs, and then a allowance optional claiming race coming in first place, and that was on June 5th. And this is what I really like to see, a victory at the Kentucky Oaks on September 4th. So this horse won the Kentucky Oaks this past year with an E-speed figure of 113. All throughout her career, she had not broken an E-speed figure over 100, and then after that Kentucky Oaks performance, which was phenomenal, she came in 3rd place at the Juddmonte Spinster Stakes grade 1 race at Keeneland. I came in 3rd place there with 108 E-speed figure. And then Oaklawn Park with the Azeri Stakes coming in 1st place grade 2 race on March 13th. That's what I really like to see. I like to see coming in 1st place, a little improvement over the Keeneland performance, coming off of the Churchill Downs victory at the Kentucky Oaks, which is the race that's going to be coming up. Let's see how many races after that, like 3 races after that. I really like to see that, and then posting the 2nd highest E-speed figure of her career at 111 in her most recent performance. Next race, my pick is, let's see, it's the 8 Bell Stakes, 7 furlongs run on dirt, 12 starters, $300,000. They are up for grabs. My pick for this race is Slumber Party. Slumber Party has run in only 2 races in her career, but the 2 races have definitely been ones that have allowed her to make her mark. 98 E-speed figure in her 1st place run on January 24th at Gulfstream Park, maiden special weight. And then a 2nd place performance at the Beaumont Stakes on, let's see, April 2nd at Keeneland. 2nd place performance and coming with an E-speed figure of 97. A little bit of not an improvement in the finish for that horse, but definitely an improvement in the class that the horse was running against. I like to see that performance at Keeneland coming in second place, and then the E-Speed figure has stayed pretty elevated throughout her career in her 2 starts, with career earnings of about $56,000. I like to see that consistency, and then the jockey today is Irad Ortiz Jr., who's always a pretty solid jockey. So I think that horse has for the 2 races she has run, I like what I see. Race number 10, Twin Spires Turf Sprint Stakes, and this is going to be a 5.5 furlong race run on turf with 11 starters. $250,000 are up for grabs. My pick is the Fast Boat, and this horse has run in 23 races, and he's come in first place 8 times. Lots of first place performances towards the beginning of his career when he was running in claiming races and allowance optional claiming races, but it seems to me that he has elevated his class and run in more stakes races as of late. Middle of the pack performances at Keeneland, Keeneland again, and then Fairgrounds twice throughout much of 2020 into 2021 with 4th, 5th, and 4th place performances respectively. But the last time this horse went below an E-Speed figure of 100, and this is with like 8 starts, mind you, was in Keeneland when it had 99 on October 12th, which I really think is going to be phenomenal coming into today, is that this horse has a lot of speed, and that's something that it'll be able to build off of. Sam Houston Race Park on January 31st, he came in first place at the Pulse Power Turf Sprint Stakes, which I really like to see, and coming with a E-Speed figure of over 100, 101 for that race. So the most recent performance has been a pretty good one, and decent record of having victories under his belt over his career. And now for the big race, the Kentucky Oaks. Let's see, $1.25 million up for grabs in race 11 today in the Kentucky Oaks race. 1 1/8 miles, and it's going to be run on dirt. We have 14 starters for this race. My pick is not the morning line favorite. My pick is Travel Column for this race. What I like about Travel Column is she's run 5 starts, and starting off with a maiden special weight at Churchill Downs, coming in first place, 93 E-Speed figure. That was on September 4th. And then a little bit of a improvement in class, but not an improvement in performance at the another stakes race on October 2nd in Keeneland, coming in 3rd place. But then an improvement in performance going to Churchill Downs, which is where we're racing today, coming in first place at the Goldenrod Stakes, which is a grade 2 race, with an E-Speed figure of 96, and that was on November 28th. So not too long ago, coming in first place at Churchill Downs. And then a little bit of a, not coming in first place, of course, but second place is still a decent performance, with an E-Speed figure of 99, so even faster for that race, with the Rachel Alexandra Stakes at Fairgrounds on February 13th. But then a final improvement in performance in the first place performance at Fairgrounds, and that was the Fairgrounds Oaks, first place, and that was on March 20th. And that most recent race had a very high competition level, being the Fairgrounds Oaks. Allowance optional claiming race, $121,000 purse, 1 mile run on turf, 18 starters for this race. My pick is More Than Unusual. More Than Unusual has run in 7 starts, as she has won 2 of them. In her past 3 races, came in 2nd place at Tropical Park Oaks, at Gulfstream Park, and then came in 1st place in an allowance race at Fairgrounds, and then 4th place at Keeneland on April 7th. So a decline in performance for sure, but I'm very content to see that in her past 5 races, she's come in 1st place 2 times and come in 2nd place 2 times as well. And for the final race of the day, which is a maiden special weight race, $115,000 up for grabs, 6 furlongs run on dirt, 13 starters for this race. My pick is the horse that has run in only 1 race, doing the best that she possibly could for not having won a maiden special weight, is Magic Quest, coming in 2nd place in her first and only race, April 2nd at Keeneland, which is also a maiden special weight race. 84 E-Speed figure, not too impressive, but for a maiden special weight race, it's pretty okay. And coming in 2nd place for that race, bringing home $15,800. So I like this horse. I think that really with maiden special weight, it can be hard to predict for sure, because there's not a lot of information that you're basing your selections off of. But with 1 race under her belt, I think that this gives it a little bit of clout when it comes to this race. So those were my picks today for the 13 races at Churchill Downs. And I thank you for watching this video, and please look to my channel for more information about the Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks races in the coming, day, because the Kentucky Derby is tomorrow. So thank you for watching, and I ask that you please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you.